Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to the Kamen Riders Reviews. We are starting a new series. I'm Kuchiri. Join with me, rest of my bandmates on bass. We have Rain on drums. We have Fresno, and on vocals, our special guest for this series, Second Archive. How's everyone doing today?
Good.
Yeah, good.
Get vocals because Second Archive does amazing covers. Oh.
Thanks.
You put me on bass, dude. I can't say anything.
I believe in you.
I like her already.
We're going to talk about Hibiki.
Wrong Hibiki.
Wrong Hibiki.
Oh, right. Wrong Hibiki. I'm sorry. We're going to talk about Hibiki.
Hibiki. So I know I've explained this before on the podcast, but right now Rider and Sentai has like a 2-year development cycle. Right now they are currently making the molds for the toys for the next Rider. They are already drawing out concept art for the Sentai After Go Juger that's going to come out here soon. That's not originally the case with Kamen Rider. The first few years of Kamen Rider, they kind of flew by the seat of their pants. It is amazing how they lasted as long as they did. Because whenever Blade started, they really had no idea what they were doing for like 10 episodes. They literally was riding Blade before they knew what they were doing. And all this stuff kind of led to low toy sales. So the showrunner for Hibiki, Shigenori Taketera, I hope I pronounced that right, he didn't want to do a Kamen Rider season. Who wants to do Kamen Rider? Jeez. He was a fan of the old 70s styles, Shotaro Ishinomori style of Tokusatsu. So he
shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He wanted to.
Read that.
Oh, you read that? You've seen Shin Kamen Rider.
Which one?
Well, again, there's Shin Kamen Rider, then there's Kamen Rider Shin.
You mean the one by Hideaki Anno?
Yes.
Which Shin Kamen Rider? Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. No, it's very confusing. No, but that rules, and we totally have to get you to do it when they release that episodic version.
Yeah. But so the Shigenori was looking at Henshin Ninja Arashi, Android Kikaider, Space Sheriff Gavin. He wanted to try and create that feel for the mid-2000s audiences. And there was a bunch of bad luck, and Toei did a lot of meddling. So, long story short, months before the show was set to start going to production, they were going to do a ninja season. We were going to have ninja Kamen Riders. We really haven't had Ninja Kamen Riders. We've had Ninja Power-Ups. We had a Ninja Kamen Rider in the 80s, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they ended up finding out that another channel's Sentai ripoff, spinoff, their own thing, was going to do a ninja season. So they're like, no, don't do a ninja season. We can't both be doing ninja seasons. Okay, well, how about magic? They'll draw magic circles. They'll cast spells. Maho Sentai Magic Ranger is being in production right now.
I was going to say, it's not the year that Magic Ranger came out.
Yep, they aired alongside each other.
Whoops!
So with all this time being ran out, the idea turned into, let's do a story about Oni. Let's do a story about hunting demons. I didn't look quite at the time frame when this was coming out. This is around the time Supernatural started airing. Have you guys ever seen that show? Did the episode 3 did episode 3 give you that feeling like of Supernatural when they were doing the road trip part of it?
Yeah, I can see where you're coming from. I watched the first half of Supernatural. It's a wild one.
I've watched some episodes of Supernatural, but I see where you're coming from, yeah.
But Supernatural actually became big enough that Japan made their own anime based off of it. So they decided to go that route. I didn't double check the dates and stuff like that. But they had this whole show. There was no Kamen Rider to the name. Toei walked up like, so how's this Kamen Rider season coming along? and they had to take all their plans, all their ideas, and just randomly smack the word Kamen Rider in front of it.
Right.
There's a lot of stuff. We don't see him on a bike yet. We don't have him say Henshin whenever he transforms. But
so what you're saying is this is the Super Mario Brothers 2 of Kamen Riders.
Yes, basically. This was going to be its own original thing, and then Toei was like, no. Which we'll get more into that as we get farther along down the road.
That does have more than you think of, actually, in TV and film.
Oh, yeah.
Original project is slapping an existing license onto it.
I mean, we've seen that happen in Doctor Who. We've seen that happen with Power Rangers. We've seen that happen with even Supernatural. Supernatural has like multiple endings. Like if you watch the show, it's like, oh, season 5. That's when it was supposed. Oh, why is there 10 more seasons?
Yeah, the Winchesters are dead, and that season the Winchesters are alive. They're dead again. But what?
But we'll go into the rest of the issues of the show whenever the thing happens. If you are familiar with Hibiki, you know what we're talking about because I've been making fun of it for a while.
Yeah.
I don't, but I'm looking forward to finding out what the thing is.
We're going to go on an interesting ride, everybody.
Well, let's talk about episode 1 now. Starts out with the whole carry on the will of Ishimori Shotaro Ishinomori. If I could speak. Jesus. Okay.
Shotaro Ishinomori.
Yeah. Guy who created Kamen Rider, guy who created Super Sentai, he created so many Tokusatsu. He is basically the Stan Lee of Japan.
Yeah, essentially.
Also created a banger adaptation of Link to the Past.
Yes, the comic book, the Nintendo Power comic book.
Yeah,
that was him.
Yeah, Ishinomori made the Link to the Past comic for Nintendo Power.
Yeah. Wow, awesome!
It's a pretty cool comic.
So, did you guys go into this first episode? Have any inkling that this was going to be a musical?
Whatsoever?
No, but I appreciated it. It was surprising to me. I've seen a fair amount of like debut episodes for Kamen Riders, and I was like, I don't think anything can surprise me anymore. But this one did in a good and an unexpected way. I don't want to call it bad, but like, I was like, wow, that's different.
Taste. It's a taste.
Bad, but it's not really bad. No,
you're not expecting it at all.
I was incredibly intrigued by
it's very well choreographed. It's very well choreographed though, because they do their best to time whatever music there is to like the bells on the bike going, the railroad crossing.
I love that opening. The way
it's a really good opening. I do like how if you look closely at the kids whenever they're all riding to school, like half of them don't want to be there.
Well, that's any school in the world, isn't it?
Yeah. But we meet Asumu. This is going to be our audience viewpoint. I always forget what that phrase
proxy.
is.
Identification figure?
Yeah. But he's a kid. He loves music, but he's having a bunch of issues going on. He's trying to get into the best school, like the most Ivy League of high schools. What is the school from Danganronpa? Why did that just come?
Hope's Peak.
Hope's Peak. Yeah. Junon is not Hope's Peak, thank goodness.
Yeah, less murder is happening at Jonan, I presume.
You don't know that.
I was going to say, we're only 4 episodes in. There might be a lot of murder in the school by the end of it.
This is early Heisei. We can't go through an episode of early Heisei without someone getting killed.
Well,
as is the case here.
I just want to say this is a blanket thing for this batch of 4. Oh my god, the editing is wild.
Yeah, that's a choice.
It immediately grabs your attention, and I really love some of the stylistic choices. Like you've got that scene where Asumu is looking at the band, and everything's in black and white except this little halo around him's in color, and then when the guy drops the symbol, it all comes into color again.
Is that like to symbolize him daydreaming?
Yeah, well, he wants to be part of the band. He wants to play the music. There's a line. Basically, I believe the whole idea was Asumu is going to become Hibiki eventually, the replacement for Hibiki. And so he's daydreaming about drumming, and Hibiki is the drum only. as we see when he fights the giant monsters in episode 2 and 4.
Bum 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 bum.
Yeah, we'll talk more about that. I'll talk more about that when we get to those scenes.
They do that same trick later in episode 1 when he's having dinner with his family, and I guess that's his family. Is it?
That's his family.
Yeah. His grandpa died.
Oh, okay.
And so they're at a memorial for his grandpa, and it's one of the, like I can't say for you guys, but I'm like 10 years younger than my sister, and I really don't have that many cousins my age. So whenever I remember being like 12, 13, going to funerals at that age, and it's like you just get all these people just say random stuff to you that you don't know.
Yeah.
And I felt what Asumu was feeling in that scene. But everyone's catching a cold.
Including me, apparently. God damn it.
Oh my God. Can we talk about the boat?
Oh, before we get to it, I almost forgot to say, these first episodes actually came out like 20 years ago to this date would have been about episode 2 or 3.
Oh my God.
Oh, very nice timing.
Oh, yeah.
So we're going to be up to date, but well, not up to date. We're 20 years behind, but
20
the
years.
anniversary of each of these episodes coming out, yeah.
It was 20 years ago today. Hibiki and his drum we were playing.
Well, it's funny because, you know, there's all this issues going on between the crew and the staff and stuff. I decided to look up everyone's Instagrams just because, you know, I just want to see where they're at now, see what they've been doing. It's funny because you would think that the actor behind Hibiki would have been hurt by everything that goes on around episode 30. His entire Instagram is him going around with an action figure of all of his forms as Hibiki and just taking pictures of him. Like, he puts like the figure next to something and it makes an artistic picture and then has a haiku. Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. I'm
That's
sure he's
adorable.
still fond of the show.
Yeah.
Like, and what it was before the management change happened.
Of course. One of the things that I was going to go into when we got to the best episodes, he's actually sitting in the writing room with these first sets of episodes too. He's actually helped write what his character was going to do. That's something that changes after the staff change. He's no longer allowed in the writing room. So that's something that we'll probably keep an eye on. Also, I was going to say something else and I completely forgot, and now I forgot it again.
Welcome to my world.
I know. This is the curse of being the host. The target audience for Kamen Rider at this time, as it was after the explosion of Kuga, is children and housewives.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Basically, when Kuga came out, they found out that, yes, they were trying to target kids with Kuga, but they ended up finding out like the biggest audience for it was, you know, housewives and single women that saw the actor for Kuga and be like, piece of meat, you know?
It's a good-looking guy.
Yeah.
I know I said this before, and like this started like everyone was correcting me over and over again, but the Joe something effect.
You were here for when we did the Gio movie where me and our friend Kat, we all first saw Deno, and we were like, "Oh my God, he's hot!"
Yep. Second, you've seen Deno, right?
I've not seen Deno, actually.
What?
I'm familiar with the premise of every Heisei Kamen Rider, but I've not seen Deno.
Crazy.
There's just too many other shows.
So many. So Joe Odagiri was Kamen Rider Kuga, who,
Yes.
like Rain, you know everything that goes on with Eccleston.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Compare that to Odagiri.
I never even thought about it like that. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
If you can get a secondary audience, I think that's great for marketability. Yeah. And like, to be fair, housewives are probably the people who are going to be like watching it anyways. Like, I'm sure the handsome actor helps, but like if you're watching with your kid, then like why not throw something in for the moms?
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
No, that's why every now and then we get the gratuitous butt shot. Some male actor in early Heisei had their butt out for some reason.
I was going to say that isn't that Japan, but yeah.
But the actor for Hibiki, Hosokawa is currently and still is the oldest leading male actor. He was basically like a daytime soap opera actor around the time. He already had a housewife fan base going into this. So
That's smart then. That's smart to cultivate that.
Winning
Yeah.
all around.
He had a legion of fangirls to jump over. Oh, he's on Kamen Rider, huh? Oh.
Second's right. This man is winning. This man is winning at life.
Yeah. So we got the whole boat. You want to talk about the whole boat scene, right, Frez?
Oh, I love this introduction to this guy. He starts singing about fucking dolphins of all things. No comment. I just love the instant to action scene where this kid tips over the boat and is almost going to go overboard, and he just jumps off. He's hanging by a thread. It's the coolest introduction.
But they randomly just started playing the Hibiki theme song. Like, why? This wasn't Yugi pulling out Dark Magician.
This is some Segata Sanshiro bollocks right here.
I mean, Segata Sanshiro was the original Kamen Rider.
I know.
Checks it out.
Then we're introduced to the evil spirits, which I love these two.
What is going on with these two guys?
I love that every scene with these in this forest with the baddies is just hazed over in this fog. I don't even know what to call it, but it's just,
So these are Dolji and Hime. If you haven't noticed, whenever we talk about these two-parter Kamen Riders, they usually follow a format. You're going to be seeing these two the actors be the parents for whatever big demon they're trying to baby. Right. And it's the same. So like in episode 3 is these same two actors. And so we're going to be seeing them over and over again. Ryan, what's up?
I was just going to point out that, am I right in thinking that the male-looking demon has a female voice and vice versa? For
this pair, yes. But if you've noticed in the second pair, they both have the same monkey voice.
Right. And was that literally the two actors just swapped over like in post-production?
Probably.
Yeah. Because what they're doing basically is what they're doing with Gav, where they have like the male presenting monster and the female presenting monster. Yeah.
The twins.
Well, not
the male actor is a constant Kamen Rider. He's even been in a movie, a post-series movie as of 2 years ago. He was in the Veil movie.
Nice.
He shows up. I think he was in Wizard. He was in Kiva. He was a monster in Kiva. The guy loves Kamen Rider. Mind you, he is one of those that will show up at conventions, and if someone mentions Hibiki, his only answer is, "I wanted his vision."
Ooh.
So he is very salty about Hibiki, but he won't say what the plans for the Hime and the Doji were. So we kind of know what the original ending of Hibiki was going to be. We don't know what all of it is because the one actor that could talk about that shows up to conventions won't say a thing.
Okay.
So we meet Team Hibiki, the ramen shop. There's two sisters. Anyone familiar here with Deca Ranger?
I was going to say one of them's a Sentai villain, isn't she?
Yep. She was in Deca Ranger. She was the lesbian love interest for a bit.
You got my attention.
In the Power Rangers equivalent, she's Morgana.
Mm-hmm. But she's the succubus Camille, and she decides to seduce the female Yellow Ranger, which oof.
Sapphic
I would
energy
just say Ranger. It doesn't end well for her.
It's one of those things like thinking of 2004 Japan at the time, having like those kinds of scenes, especially for a show that's actually super kiddie, was just kind of like, okay.
And any succubus in any kind of media not named Morrigan or Catherine, it doesn't end well for them. Just say.
No. The other sister was Sailor Moon.
What? I thought that she looked familiar.
Well, you never saw her. It was a stage Broadway show, Sailor Moon.
Oh, it's not. I thought you were talking about Pretty Guardian.
No,
Oh,
it's not.
she's still
Pretty
Sailor Moon,
Guardian,
though.
Sailor Moon's in Kamen Rider Gun. She did like over a few hundred performances. She beat over 500 girls to be Sailor Moon. Apparently, it was a very stressful, very active role for her. She kept on doing musicals after this whole series. However, in 2007, apparently all the stress damaged her heart, and she passed away in 2008.
Oh, no. Wow.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Oh, no.
While we're on this sour subject, Hime, the villain Hime, we're going to be seeing her a lot throughout these next few 48 episodes. During the pandemic, she took herself out in 2020.
Oh no,
that's tough.
Oh my God, yeah. Rest in peace. Jeez.
Too long.
But no, it's bigger to talk about them now.
Yeah.
No, it's right to bring it up. You can't gloss over it.
Yeah. But let's get back to the show. Hibiki sees an old man that gives him a warning. Hibiki knows he needs to now be on the hunt. And the Doji Nihime gets our first death of the kill count. Welcome to early Heisei. Basically, until random victims still died in O's. Like Forze was like the first Kamen Rider that tried to avoid having death in every episode. But death is very common in early Heisei. It's basically the only way Kamen Riders usually will find out that something's wrong is when someone dies. It's funny because the Mirror Kamen Rider.
Hey.
By the way, second archive, Frez was obsessed with mirrors.
Hello.
Okay. There is definitely a show for that.
Yes. Whenever the monsters attack in Ryuki, you'll see the one I remember the most is a woman doing her makeup in in a green room, right? And so they have the big mirror with all the lights on it. She's doing her makeup. She turns away. A monster shows up in the mirror. Cuts to black. You hear, whoop, and then all the Kamen Riders get this ringing noise, letting them know that someone's been killed.
Wow.
Yeah.
A body has been discovered.
A body's been discovered.
Coming back to Hope's Peak again, I see.
I had to. I'm sorry.
So someone gets attacked. That woman's dead. She has ceased to be.
Just straight up dead. Yep.
Yep. This isn't Gab. We're not saving them after the fact. This isn't Bill. They're not going randomly now have amnesia for being attacked. They're dead.
For children.
For children.
For kids.
They need to learn young.
Wow.
That's how life is.
You're not wrong, second, but also wow.
Oh my God.
We get our toys of this series. If you haven't noticed, there's not really a bunch of collectible gimmicks, but we get our hot disc.
Tokusatsu just selling toys? No, never.
I like the hawk disc. I like the discs. I think they're kind of cool.
That's neat. Yeah.
I like how he can use his transformation device to psychically get data from them.
I kind of like these animal discs too. Just going back to Gab because that's the only Kamen Rider I've been watching in full as of now. They're kind of like the little minion helpers, aren't they?
No, they're sure Chizo. Yeah, they're sure Chizos. But but Hibiki's not putting the discs on himself to transform.
Thank God.
This isn't Shikinger or Samurai.
Oh, don't mention Samurai, please.
Instead, Bro has a tuning fork.
Bro has a tuning fork, yeah. That was fantastic.
I mean, it's a unique way to transform, just ding.
Yeah, it's a...
I can buy the idea that this was not meant to be a Kamen Rider series originally.
I like that it feels that fresh and interesting. You don't have the typical Henshin rider kick. And you know that combined with the strange editing and that haze, the filter over all the forest scenes with these what evil spirits, it definitely makes it feel interesting. You're watching something weird. I like it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And even the fight is edited strangely.
Yes. Early Heisei editing. They just it feels like it very much went for like the feel. It wasn't necessarily trying to send you a specific like, here's the fight. It is very clearly choreographed and you can see every single detail. It was like moody. And I did not realize that Hibiki was produced by the same person that made Kuga, because Kuga was also like a very moody. A lot of the monsters were kind of obscured and it wasn't super straightforward what all the fights were going to look like. So I thought that was an interesting connection, that they both kind of had that subtle feel to them.
I dig that. I dig that a lot.
So I skipped over Hibiki original whenever I was going through my marathon 15 years ago. I also skipped over Kuga and Agito. Like my first like old Heisei was Ryuki, and like the editing of Ryuki is also just off sometimes because it's like the fight will start, you get like 20 seconds into it, and it's like next time on Kamen Rider I'm like, what?
That kind of happens here. Like,
yeah, no,
Hibiki breathes fire, which is like that's a choice, and Azumu falls down a hill, and then next time on Hibiki,
yeah.
Well, he has a mouth. That was crazy to me. He has a mouth that is solely for breathing fire. Sorry, go ahead.
I've never seen the mouth before.
Oh my gosh.
I've seen like probably 100 different like compilations of like rider transformations and finishers and all that crap because you know whatever, right? That's what I did years ago on YouTube. Like I've seen every single Doctor Who opening so many times over in every regeneration too. You know, that kind of stuff. And I never saw the mouth before. Like the second I saw the mouth, I'm like, what?
Wow, Kuchiri phrasing. I never saw the mouth before. What?
Oh my god.
I will refrain from making interesting gags about the mouth thing.
So Hibiki, Chizu, Asumu's cousin, and Asumu go off into the mountain because they're.
I love her, by the way. I love Chizu.
Well, I have some bad news for you.
I know she's not in any more episodes, is she? This is it.
Yep.
Well,
because I thought she was going to be a more important character because of how she was introduced in this.
I definitely thought she was.
Could be worse. She could have died.
True.
Yeah, she almost did.
Almost.
I do like the scene when Hibiki finds him in the forest and he's trying to get them out. Every time Asumu asks a question, you can tell he's getting annoyed by it. But he also doesn't want to tell them that they're in danger. I do like that scene, like, because he knows there's a monster in the forest. He has the hawk disc hunting them down, right?
I mean, there's a whole shot where he notices webs on Azumu's shoe, and he's like, "Ooh."
Oh god! Also, the sequence where the disc animals are chasing after the two, the Doji and the Hime, and the Hime does something to all the disc animals.
619.
Booyaka, booyaka!
My God!
I do like how they try to hide the transformation in the first episode. Like you could tell he starts the transformation, then all of a sudden, boom, Hibiki jump scare after a shot.
Yeah,
it's a decent fight. I like how instead of actually going head to head, they're jumping through trees and like Hibiki's webbed up for half of it. And he's still able to show that he can leap tall trees in a single bound.
Through trees.
If I may, the way the episode one ended just took me out completely because Hibiki lets a guy on fire. End of episode.
Jumping around through trees to fight, kind of like a ninja.
Yeah.
Go ninja, go, go, go.
Also, I think this is the only Kamen Rider with closing titles. I don't think.
Yeah. I mean, because I know Build and 01 didn't have closing titles. They just
because it just went straight to next time on.
Yeah, Gav doesn't have closing titles, so I would agree with you.
Yeah, no. So long story short, Frez, you know how it like zooms in on the biles, and
Yeah,
then it zooms in on the keys in 01. It does the same to go Chisos.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else on episode 1 before we move on?
Well, just one thing, yeah, if I may.
Go for it.
So these first 4 episodes in general were quite the experience, but episode 1 in particular, when I finished, where is it? Where's the presenting thing? I very much felt like, hang on, was it not let me present?
Neiman coming.
Well, only if it makes me work it. No, not the entire screen, but god damn it. Yeah, all right, we'll do that. Maybe feel like that.
What the hell was that? Yeah, that works.
Yeah,
that works.
Absolute cinema. That's what that was.
I don't know why cinema. I don't know why Google Plus didn't allow me to share that for some reason, but maybe they thought the meme wasn't very good. Maybe they were right, but
no. Meats is scared the clowns.
A lot of people are, in fairness, and rightly so.
Ugh.
So we go on to the 700th episode of Kamen Rider in total.
Oh wow, milestone.
Yeah, it's insane.
It's an old show.
It's a really old show. It's actually funny because O's had the 1000th episode, and so you know how O's is OOO.
One
O. They threw out the plot for a filler 2-parter where they basically redo the story of O's as if he's Kamen Rider Ichigo, like he's tied down to the bed and everything, and they literally called it the 1 O's episode.
Oh
it's
no!
One. Okay, that's
it's a pun. I get it. I don't get it.
That's cute. That's cute. I like it.
No, it's a good 2-part. They were happy to hit 1,000 episodes. We're about already hit 2,000 episodes, I think, because it's been like 13 years of 50 episode seasons since. So yeah.
Episode 2, Spooners.
Spoilers. I love by the way, no one here is arachnophobic, right? I just want to double check.
No, we're not.
No.
Okay. I wanted to make sure I had that warning in our chat.
Thank you for considering that.
It's considerate.
You're very considerate of you, and also make sure you warn Kat if she ever wants to watch us do this.
No, she wanted to be in the room just so she can talk to us if she watches them.
Fair.
Yeah. So episode 2 starts with Hibiki taking a nasty hit for Asumu.
It's okay. He
looks really cool doing it, though.
He does look cool.
He looks really cool.
Oh hell yeah!
And then he heals because I don't think he's human.
That's his skin. That's also. It just stands out so much from other Kamen Riders and makes you go like, oh yeah, it wasn't supposed to be one.
Yes, this is not a suit. This is his actual skin.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. No, he's an Oni. He's a demon. Well, I mean, demon. Japanese has like different tiers and stuff.
I mean, obviously, the monsters in the even episodes are just yokais. Yeah.
Yeah. We get the Tsushimi Gumo.
Gumo in the 2, and I forget what Murakumo, something like that.
But they're all Murakumo. That's the folklore, the Murakumo. The second one's more of a kappa.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, so quickly dispatches the first of the He-Man Doji by burning it alive.
Like a Roman candle.
And then we get the scene where we find out that Hibiki doesn't know how to drive.
Oh, this was amazing.
It's endearing. So he's like a wild man. Why would he know how to drive? He just walks everywhere, I guess.
The editing on this is fantastic.
And the whole time, Asumi's just flaming him. He's like, "Oh, why did I just save this kid?"
I absolutely love the editing when they get back because in the span of 15 seconds, it goes from them coming into the house and it's like, oh, what's going on? Oh my God, Jesus, what's happened? To her being in the bed, to them laughing and eating dinner with Hibiki.
Yeah, just forgetting that Chizu exists, I guess.
Yeah, she's fine. She can walk it off. We're gonna have a party together.
She's fine.
We find out that Hibiki lives close to Asumu. Convenient for the next 46 episodes.
Very convenient. I do love the scene though where they're having dinner together and they're getting on like a house on fire, which is a phrase I never understood because surely a house on fire is a bad thing, but they're getting on like this property damage that's going to destroy everything.
Well,
it's warm though. A fire is warm, and a fire moves.
Fire is indeed warm. Thank you, second. Yes.
There we go. Yeah, give me a sec. I know it makes sense.
Second saving us right there. Let's see here. So we find out more about the whole how these two parts are going to go. Deal with the Hime and the Doji. Deal with the giant monster. Deal with the Doji and Hime. Deal with the giant monster. So Hibiki's letting his team know that he's going to stay for a little bit longer to hunt down the giant monster. But you also find out that he doesn't have his drumsticks to fight the giant monster, which is why he was in the forest in the first place, to get a sturdy piece of wood from a tree.
I really like the scene where he's carving it on the water's edge. Love that vista.
Yeah.
It is such a serene sight. Like, because, you know, you're just so used to, like, we've been watching, I know you guys are both watching this season writers. I know Second's watching Forze, and like you see them in these very crowded areas.
The cities, yeah.
Yeah, and the fact that we've now had a couple episodes where it's just been forest. Now this waterfront, we're going to be in the forests again. It's nice to have something that takes place not in the middle of a city.
Yeah, because this is Yakushima, which is in Okinawa, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really nestled down there. Just a nice little secluded island. I like that a lot.
Hibiki helps people. Then we see that the monster's hiding in the building moves.
Is this a scooter or a goddamn hermit crab?
And then a giant fucking spider shows up.
It happens.
Sumu decides he wants to find Hibiki and drags his mom into it because reasons.
Oh, I love the scene where whichever one's left,
the Hime.
The Hime is on what's left, yeah.
The Hime's left. The Hime is like, oh, I'm going to feed you to the spider now.
The Hime is the woman, the Doji is the man.
Yeah.
And the Hime gets got just because he became...
I know from spider in my face!
We get a... So Asumi almost dies, gets saved by Hibiki. Hibiki's like, you better run, boy. Run!
This kid does not listen to instructions.
He's a kid. He's a teenage boy. Why would he listen to what an adult is trying to tell him?
True, but several times. You have a point, but several times he was like, boy, run, and he doesn't run.
Yeah.
He wants to see Hibiki burn off all of his clothes in an epic transformation.
And then I gather that falling down hillsides might be a bit of a theme for Asumu.
Every time you fall down, you gotta go back up.
No, they're like tumbled down this huge incline and they're dangling for dear life from a goddamn tree stump hanging off the edge of a cliff. It's wild.
Thank God Hibiki did not skip arm day.
Yes.
So we get the big chase scene where the spider monster is chasing Hibiki. It's like a bear spider monster. We don't talk about the CGI. I am so glad they haven't thrown CGI monsters down their throat nonstop.
Oh my God, we owe 01 and the Mammoth Mech apology.
Yeah. No, I remember whenever you guys watched that batch because it was like our very second podcast, and you're like, is the CGI always going to be this bad? I'm like, you haven't seen early Heisei.
Yeah, 01 is good. It makes you appreciate the early Heisei CGI. I actually put a note. I was like, I think we should apologize to the 01 mech, like specifically. Because like thinking about that one, and if you guys have ever seen Kiva, there's a giant castle dragon that's entirely CGI. And my rule of thumb is that as long as it doesn't break my immersion, I will allow it because I have to be like, okay,
does break my immersion. I'm sorry.
Fine.
Just a bit, yeah.
Well, at least the castle dragon looks better than the 01 mech.
Yeah, the CGI on the spider, partly, the CGI is not that great, but also I'm reminded too much of Shadow of the Colossus.
This is going to date this rather well, but as of this weekend, this recording, there's a beta for the new Monster Hunter game that's going to be coming out at the end of February, and in that game you can mount on top of the monsters. And
I knew this reminded me of something. Yeah.
And so when Hibiki hops on the back of this spider and it's just wow, I'm like, oh my god, I just did this.
Yeah.
Well, we've been having some strange parity between the Kamen Rider and Doctor Who podcast. Frez, you've heard me bring this up, and so have you, Rain. We talked about discussing CGI monstrosity in Doctor Who in our last podcast.
We did.
Oh, a werewolf, yeah, that's right.
In fairness, the werewolf looked great for the first shot, and that was all they could afford to do.
In fairness, the werewolf came after this episode by like a month, I think.
I know.
Wait, when did Tooth and Claw come out?
2006.
When the show was good.
Don't do it.
But
yeah,
air date. Okay, so over a year after.
Yeah, but still, it's worth connecting the two. Bad CGI in Doctor Who, bad CGI in Kamen Rider.
But we do get the finisher, which he puts a giant drum on the spider and gives us a solo. What's that?
Donkey Konga.
I just want to add to the CGI thing. The poster child for terrible CGI in Doctor Who for me will forever be the Lazarus Experiment.
Gosh.
Oh,
hang on, can I find a picture of that?
Wait, no, I think second, you're familiar with Doctor Who, right?
I am, yes.
So you know the Lazarus Experiment.
I'm familiar with some of the interesting CGI that has been used over the years.
Hey, second, what are you doing in May when the new series starts?
Let me get back to you on that.
That's right. I suppose I'm supposed to be doing that. What are you doing?
Just doing your job, Ren. It's fine.
Kuchiri's already laid us to do an episode. Now second if I do an episode. I'm not against it. The more the merrier. But I'd like to be consulted first.
Well, you are being consulted right now.
That doesn't count. Oh, fine.
Hey, we're loving second as a podcast host. Is there another musical episode we should definitely have them on?
Oh no, we missed the boat by an hour, by a year.
Oh.
But we get a helmetless shot of Hibiki, which we really don't get those ever.
Well, I mean, again, this is quite a different Kamen Rider show.
Yeah, it's not a suit.
Yeah, that's just him.
It's his skin.
That's just what he looks like.
That's just him exposing himself to a 14-year-old boy.
It's a very cool shot.
Phrasing!
Like, I'll accept it.
Accept it!
Anything else for episode 2?
I think we need to move on after you said that.
Move on to the episode where he's thinking about the boy he exposed himself to.
On second point, folks, let's go back to episode 2 for a second.
What the frick are you doing?
I'm sorry.
Breaking us to 1,000 pieces again.
So episode 3 starts with a frog in the sky. Why was there a frog?
Obligatory.
Oh. I thought you were going to look like the Adam from the Power Rangers movie, I'm a Frog.
Oh, that works too. But we had another musical number, and the cold's going around. We get mentioned of another Kamen Rider. Kamen Rider Kachidoki.
That was a Kamen Rider?
Yeah. So they don't ever say the phrase Kamen Rider in these early Heiseis.
Right.
It's just whenever they were saying, "Oh yeah, no, Kachidoki handled it," or Zanki handled it, or Suki handled it, or something like that. Assume it's another Kamen Rider.
Yeah, because they do mention Zanki in the trailer for episode 5.
Mm-hmm. We are never going to meet Kachidoki. Don't know why they brought it up. Probably was a planned Kamen Rider reveal later on.
You've got to love the executive meddling, haven't you? You just got to love it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just world building.
Yeah. It gives you the sense that like the organization is bigger than just the people that you're seeing. I appreciated that when they were like introducing the Tachibanas and like just kind of vaguely mentioning other Oni, since I guess we're not going to call them Kamen Riders for now, that just like are existing out there and like hunting other monsters. If we had to draw it back to Supernatural, it's like how there's other hunters that are going around and investigating other urban legends, but like you don't always see them, and I think that adds depth to the world.
Yeah, and speaking of, we have a little bit of a road trip scene. It literally feels like an episode of Supernatural where the Tachibana sister is like explaining what kind of monster they're driving into. Like they know what they're going against, and they're going back and forth, and it's just like a bit of a road trip.
Yeah, give it the old salt and burn.
Mm-hmm. I do like Hibiki's bag of shit. He just has so much shit in there.
His bag of shit.
He's prepared. He's well trained for anything.
I really like this Kazumi. She's neat.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I like the chemistry between her and Hibiki.
I love the scene where they run into Asamu's mom. It's like, oh hey, it's you. Oh yeah, we had to be gone. Oh yeah, Asamu was talking about you and saw you in the forest the other day. Yeah, we really have to go.
Wait, what do you mean
Enough
he
of that.
saw you? Why do you always have to expose yourself?
Phrasing, my God, guy.
She literally asked Hibiki, "Why do you always expose yourself?"
I'm
Phrasing,
sure
my
he
God,
means his
consuming.
identity.
Yes. But our esteemed host here currently has their mind in the gutter for reasons unknown.
Oh, I hope they're unknown.
Our host found a joke that they can't stop laughing about and is just stuck on it.
It happens.
It happens. The freaking mirror thing all over again.
Yeah.
This is your mirror thing? Oh, he exposed himself to a teenage.
I don't know if that's comparable. Like, I like mirrors.
No.
I cannot get over this joke.
Someone link them the supercut of that podcast.
So Kuchiri's been put on a list, and
Frez, you get the supercut saved somewhere, right?
it's on my YouTube channel. So yes.
Yeah.
Hang on.
10 years since that happened.
It's like 11, right?
No,
10.
No, 10. No, it's 10. Hellbent was 2015.
Yeah, 2015.
No.
Anyway, where is our thing?
For the 10th year anniversary of it in December.
Second, we've been hanging out for a long time. Welcome to this crazy family.
Let me out!
That's good, because like none of you have left. That means there has to be something good going on there, or something really, really bad. One of the two.
That's a very devout way of putting it. Yes.
Camaraderie. What else happens in 3 here?
So they go camping. There's a whole bunch of animals being sent out. We meet the evil spirits, which are very monkey-like in this.
God, these guys are wild.
It's so insane. So of course, the early Heisei, someone has to die. There's a couple of vanguards trying to find some missing people, and they literally get their throats ripped out. Like,
oh God!
Well,
it happens.
You put it like that. I mean, you put it like that. It sounds terrible. I love the shot where they're on the bridge and one of them's just up top on the suspension going.
Yeah, and then the woman jumps down to trap him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
they did a good job making these villains nice and creepy. Really good.
Oh yeah,
definitely.
The movement, the voices.
So Asumu is having a hard time in school. He can't stay focused. He'd rather look at forests. He'd rather play the drums. You know, that kind of stuff.
Can we talk about the
Kasumi
weird
just sticks
spinning
the
shot?
boot in. Sorry, go ahead.
Can we talk about that weird spinning shot on the roof?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's like, oh, yeah, no, I'm definitely going to pass. Are you sure? What about this? 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 What? And, like, just the pressure of doing tests just completely breaks the man.
And then the cameraman vomited.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah. The one thing I don't really like about this episode is how fast the fight is. So, like, he shows up, they steal the drumstick, he transforms and immediately flamethrowers the one that steals the drumstick. Like, the guy, the monster only had, like, 5 seconds of screen time.
He actually gets the woman this time, yeah.
Yeah. And then the other one jumps on him and he gets Wolverined.
Stabula.
Christ, this went hard.
He's locked in. He wants to be efficient. He doesn't have time to mess around with Monster of the Week. He's like, give me the big one right now.
I mean, you brought up Wolverine, but this does have echoes to me of a scene from the third X-Men movie, which is not a good movie, but it does have a rather wild scene where Wolverine kills a guy.
It's just what he does.
In a very similar way. They just charge at each other and just impales him through the chest with his claws.
Yeah.
I mean, this evil spirit is gushing something. Blood.
Yeah, their blood is white. There's that really weird shot of the Hime in the first episode taking some of that white blood on her cheek and like licking it. Like, oh
yeah.
Not suggestive at all.
On Chambara call, they want their gimmick back.
What the fuck?
I am definitely getting canceled. I am so sorry. This is your first podcast.
No, I'm reading the vibe. I understand how things work a little bit.
It's usually not this extra, shall we say?
You don't know why it's just honestly, I'm just making jokes about these shots, and it's just you try to make jokes about these shots, and that go down the gutter.
Yeah, you're absolutely fine. You're not going to get cancelled.
Then again, Kuchiri, I will give you credit because I'm remembering now. You had to bleep me out when we were talking about the soda can power up and build.
He had to bleep you out.
Yeah.
My God, that's hilarious.
I'm just talking about how he's spraying this soda can everywhere, and he's like, and Kuchiri just says it, and then he on his. And it's everywhere. And Kuchiri's like, "Oh my God!"
They do that.
And they crank and they pull and they spray. And
You.
Yeah.
Just a Family Guy bit. Just Family Guy bit now.
So episode 4, we find out that Hibiki literally loses his clothes every time he transforms. That has to be horrible for the clothing budget.
They pay for it somehow. I'm sure they do. They probably like thrift clothing.
Out of that man's salary.
Well, I'm sure the whole Tachibana organization is like the Tachibana organization from the 70s.
I sure hope so.
Yeah.
They would indeed need a lot of money to
he found it, by the way. Frez found it.
This is not the opening of episode 4 is nice. He just goes into the tent and he comes out with his clean clothes, and Kazumi's got she's got something for him. Some dinner. Here you go, some warm. I guess it's like noodles or something because he has chopsticks. So.
Yeah, some hot soup to restore your strength.
It's nice.
I think she's a good support character. Like she's a good, both like in terms of being the Tachibana, if you will, that like supports his rider activities, but just like the way that he bounces off ideas and like how he feels to her, I think is something that creates a really realistic chemistry between the two of them. Not even like romantic, but just like having a character that you can talk to, that like the audience can observe your personalities through your interactions.
It's big like, you know, they've been married for 10 years energy. Like they're not there's no love, there's no romance. They're just there.
They're partners,
Yeah.
aren't they? They're
Yeah.
Oh,
partners.
there he goes
Nice.
again.
I like it. I like that they have this conversation where it's like, what do you think about the fact that I showed my face to Osamu? Well, it's against the rules of the but theoretically, we think it's okay.
She gives him a hard time episode 3, actually. She's like, that kid's going to fail his exams now, right?
What?
Bit of a jump. You don't even met him yet.
Well, he is kind of, he's got his head in the clouds, so.
Yeah, but she hasn't met him yet to know this.
It should probably happen to her. It probably happened, like she says, he does give out his identity multiple times to people he saved. I'm sure they track it.
Yeah, this ain't her first rodeo.
She also went to the same school as Izumi.
This is the whole, the first time you go into the TARDIS and it's bigger on the inside.
Yeah.
It was grounding. I think I made a note about, she said a line that was something along the lines of, not everybody is as strong as you, Hibiki. And I thought that was a really good thing to remind you because, as a Kamen Rider, you're probably yeah, I'm really well trained. I'm him. I'm so good at fighting. And then, you terrify a civilian and you're like, why would he fail his tests? Why would that have an impact on him? I'm sure he's fine. She's like, I don't know, man. He might have some PTSD now.
Whole world just got unlocked. And you think you're going to be normal after that?
This is just Gav. This is just Gav again.
Yeah, no, straight up. Straight up.
Oh, by the way, these hunters can talk to the hand.
Of course we got to have to more characters die.
I'm gonna just take that as a given at this point that people will die in an episode of this show.
Yeah, no, it's the thing is, so Forze, the reason why Forze is special is it was done in response to the tsunami in 2012. They did not want anything with any darkness, so they created Forze.
I can understand that, yeah.
So, but before then, characters died in O's, just random people died in O's. Double, half the time they were solving a murder being done by whoever was the villain of the week.
Well, again, even Sentai did this. I mean, Zero Ranger literally sacrificed children.
Mm-hmm. What's up, Frez?
I just wanted to say that the clothing boutique near the Hibiki must be doing quite well. I mean, they're selling out of red shirts every day.
Good joke.
Solid joke.
Quality joke.
That's
5 out of 7.
10 out of 10. 5 out of 7.
5 out of 7, yeah.
7 out of 9.
7 out of 9!
Hey!
We gotta get second in all of our memes. That's
Thank you.
I can say just launched their own meme with the 7 out of 9 there.
Yeah, there you go.
That was great. Kuchiri, get back on track with episode 4, please.
So we find out the reason why Hibiki does this is he's conflicted. He wants to be an honest person. He doesn't want to hide himself with that mask when he's an Oni. This is cool. We get a scene of Osamu. They're buying books with, I did not write down her name.
Hitomi?
Hitomi, potential love interest. Number, whatever. A kid gets in danger, and he freezes, which kind of shows how different he is from Hibiki. So Hibiki literally jumped in front of us, the spider's claw and took a hit in the, previous two-parter.
Yes.
Asamu is watching this kid almost get killed, and he just does nothing. But then someone else saves the kid.
Yes, it's okay, because my new favorite character shows up. Innocuous old man! Innocuous old man is my favorite Kamen Rider character.
This is in Jiro. I think that's what his name is. The episode's named after him.
Ichiro, yeah.
Yeah. Asumi just randomly starts following him for no apparent reason. That's not.
He absolutely knows he's being followed, by the way.
Yeah.
I love
this old man knows what's up.
I love it. He gets the drop on him in the end. It's like they get to a 4-way intersection. It's like, where is he? And then he's behind him. So what do you follow me for, kids? Jeez. Wow,
You need to
you're
train
right.
harder.
Old man. He was like running, and like middle schoolers couldn't keep up with him.
Tammy's
He's
like
well-trained,
dead on
because
the
they're all
ground at this
well-trained.
point. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're trying to catch their breath, and because it's just like, oh, kids these days, you don't have stamina. Jeez.
You need more training.
They're not well trained.
I love him.
Exactly.
Which Hibiki throughout the episodes always says that he's well trained. Now these kids are being told they're not well trained.
Yeah.
Which
And I do love that we're match cutting this old guy and Azumu running with Hibiki running through the forest after the monster.
And also random kanji / katakana going dash.
Dash. Yeah,
they do like their random character cuts.
Oh, do they ever? Evil
Yeah,
spirit.
Echoing Oni.
These are just so expressive. It's wild. I love
It's big Blair Witch Project energy.
Big Blair Witch Project energy.
Yeah, in the sense that it's like, kind of shot on like a lower budget, or it has that feel of it anyway.
Oh, yeah, it does have a higher.
But it gives them
frame
some freedom to do some wild editing choices.
I know that Build and 01 kind of, they look like how you expect shows to look today, but Hibiki has the frame rate of like a daytime soap.
So where's the Megazord when you need one?
Please tell me they get one. They won't because it's Kamen Rider, but please tell me they get one anyway.
No,
He doesn't need one. He's that good.
I know.
So in Kamen Rider, so like Blade didn't have that many giant CGI monstrosities. The movie did, and what they did was basically did like some weird like Final Fantasy, like we're all going to stand in a row and do our attacks against you kind of thing.
Oh right.
In the Blade movie.
No, that's just the end to Heisei Generations, the last one we watched.
Yeah, no, the CGI monstrosities we get nowadays, it's usually just that now. They don't try to do anything like what they do in Hibiki. Dino kind of has Megazord fights, but not really. The train has like turrets and cannons and flamethrowers and stuff. So if there's a giant CGI monster in Dino, then the train comes out, and that's what Dino uses to fight. And what's up, Rin?
Yeah, speaking of CGI monstrosities, a parrot crossed with a monkey crossed with a caveman?
What?
I think? The Yoko Biko?
Oh, is that what the monster was? Did you look that up?
That's what it looked like to me. It's like half parrot, half monkey, half caveman. I'm pretty sure there's 3 halves, but I wasn't very good at maths. But it's a weird looking thing.
I think the parrot part is because it's like it's supposed to echo you. I have no idea about the other parts.
I'm not sure what this thing was supposed to be, but
They wanted you to be scared. Did you feel scared looking at it? Did you feel uncomfortable?
no, I used to laugh at it.
I do like how it's like, oh, if you hear your voice back at you, then you're dead. Like, that's a Doctor Who villain right there.
It is, but also they don't ever use that in the episodes.
Well, no. Just imagine a Moffat episode.
Yeah.
Don't speak. Whatever you do, don't speak. You speak, you're dead.
Wait, Kuchiri. He already kind of did that. Sort of. Hey, who turned out the lights?
Oh.
1 second, just running in my my draft for 2025 big finish. Paul Sprague Memorial entry.
Yeah. So we get the drum solo again, and then Hibiki goes back to the ramen shop, and the old man's basically his boss is like, I've heard you expose your secret again.
I love how he thinks the 2 sisters have snitched on him. And they haven't.
Yep. Because Asumu's there. Woo!
And Hitomi.
Yeah.
There you go, guys. Have some tasty treats. Our food's delicious.
And then now let this old man tell you stories. Okay. I look how the kids are excited about the stories. Like, we're not going to talk about the fact that this dude's a demon? Okay.
Nah. Not
without giving it away too much, because I've only seen these 4 episodes so far.
Same.
They don't specify that the sisters or their boss is an Oni yet, do they?
No. all my knowledge from this series is what I've seen from the Hibiki homages in Decade and Geo. I have seen all the transformations in Hibiki, and I know for a fact that I do not believe the sisters become an Oni, and I don't think the old man becomes an Oni.
Okay.
But there's going to be a lot of Kamen Riders in this season.
I kind of figured that was going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
But for right now, we're done with this batch of episodes. Anyone want to throw in their thoughts, any ideas, theories for the next batches of episodes?
I'll go first. I really enjoyed this. It's quite different from the Reiwa era stuff. Well, the build is like Final Heisei, but you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
That sort of era turn of the decade thing. It's quite different though, just the way it looks and the way it's edited and all the other little trickery, and even just the way that it's not quite Kamen Rider. It feels fresh. Ironically, they were going back 20 years. It feels fresh.
Mm-hmm.
But I really enjoyed it. I'm eager to see more. I hope it isn't too like formulaic with the way that, oh, here we go. We're going to deal with the Doji and the Hime, and now we're dealing with the Yokai. But I'm sure that they'll shake it up eventually after a little while, maybe after another batch or two. But I am intrigued and interested. It's quite unlike any Kamen Rider I've seen thus far, and I'm on board.
Mm-hmm. Ryan, second. You want to go next?
I'll let second go next.
Okay. Yeah, I will
Second go second.
throw in my 2 cents.
God damn it,
yes,
Kuchiri.
thank you. Well, now I don't want to go because then that's too predictable.
Okay, all right. I'll step in.
I'll step in. Archive now.
I will rather than step in, throw my cloak on the ground. Yeah, I enjoyed this. I had no idea what to expect. That very much worked in its favor. I was weirded out by parts of it, but not in a bad way. I really did deal with what the hell was that when I finished watching the 4 episodes. But I think this has got a lot of potential. You telling me now that this was not meant to be a Kamen Rider show originally makes a lot of sense. And also, I love that it has its own identity compared to, say, Gav or Decade or other Kamen Rider shows. And I'm looking forward to seeing where the ride takes us.
Mm-hmm. Archive, you can go now.
Thank you. Unnumbered archive. Yeah, I totally agree with everybody else's impressions. Like, it's different, and I feel like you had to get used to it at the beginning because the editing is different and cool. And sometimes that works out really well for the show, and sometimes it gets a little bit excessive. But I really enjoyed it because it was different, and I was struck by how consistent the theming is, because I know it's like a music-themed Kamen Rider, and so like you have the disc animals and you have his little tuning fork that turns into a record player, and it really makes you appreciate like the underlying soundtrack and like the sound effects that they use that you might not normally notice in like a Kamen Rider where like the suits and the action tend to take the forefront. So I thought that was really interesting and subtle, and I'm looking forward to how the future episodes go and where their adventures take them. I noticed that like the ending is shot in a different place in the third and fourth episodes from the first and second episodes. So I'm like, okay, are they gonna go all across Japan now? Like, is Adachi Asumu going to follow Hibiki all the way across Japan in his journeys?
That really will ruin his exams.
Yes. Yeah. Or will he crash out and like drop out of school?
I think especially in these episodes, they're lining up Asumu to be the next Hibiki. I feel like that's the theming that they're going with, because he wants to play the drums and he's obsessed with this new.
Not so much. That might be a bit too predictable, particularly what you told me with the vision of the show changing halfway through.
Well, yeah, but for right now, I'm going to say what I believe the idea was at this point. No, I enjoyed these. I wasn't really a big fan of early Heisei whenever I was doing my marathon. Like, I was not a fan of Ryuki, which gasp. There's a bunch of people who love Ryuki.
You didn't love the mirrors? What a shock.
I didn't like Ryuki.
No, but I You could tell. You could ask these guys if an ending is bad, I tend to really dislike everything. If the ending's bad, like if they don't.
No, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I'm not thinking of anything you've podcasted, but I can think of one show where that happened for you.
Flux, yes.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Well, I mean, was Flux good to begin with? That's a whole other can of worms.
Flux, Rosa, I can think of others.
Yeah, no, but I mean, I enjoyed these. I'm definitely not putting this in my top 10 Kamen Riders so far, but I enjoyed these episodes. However, it's kind of weird. We're just having a drum solo over and over again. I think it's time to add some brass instruments in the next batch of episodes.
Oh,
smoothly done.
We need more cowbell.
Oh God! Please tell me a cowbell Kamen Rider. Yes, yes.
I got a fever, Hibiki. And the only prescription is more cowbell. Henshin.
Just breaks the cowbell over the doge's head and kills it instantly.
Christopher Walken is Kamen Rider.
Oh my God! Yes.
Ride a kick.
Dun, 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 dun.
Attack on Christopher Walken. If you
Oh
know,
my
you know.
God. Second archive. That was amazing. Thank you so much.
Anytime.
Nice. So,
who wants to go first with their plugs?
I will let one of the others go first.
all right, fine.
How's your Monday nights going, Fresno?
Oh, they're going great. I've been playing. I'm 2 sessions into Snatcher, which has been absolutely bonkers as befitting.
Oh, that's wild.
I mean, it's a Hideo Kojima game, so
Even so, it's wild.
oh, there was a wonderful moment with a mirror.
Your reaction to insert person here's fate was amazing.
Speaking of fate, the fated moment finally happened. You learned the secrets that's been plaguing you for years.
Yes, I unlocked the secrets of the universe, everyone, and you can go onto my YouTube page, and it will probably be linked in the thing here. Sean Dillon finally explained why The Straight Story is the best Star Trek movie ever made.
And now he's told you, does it make sense?
Yeah, perfect sense. And there's an amazing punchline that occurs in there when I realize some of the implications of the explanation, and it had me howling. So please take a listen to this show. You won't regret it.
Speaking of listening to podcasts, Rain, what's been going on with you?
Very, very nicely done. So yeah, so I'm Rain. I have a YouTube channel. If you've not heard me on Kuchiri's podcast before, and I used to do Let's Plays. I now mostly do Doctor Who reviews. Our podcast used to be every week. Now it's every other week because life happened.
And
we have just done our 222nd episode. Would you believe? Of Tooth and Claw, the David Tennant story. And as Kuchiri pointed out, without me even realizing, we did episode 2 of series 2. And it was 222.
Oh my God.
Because it was the second Doctor of the Revival.
Yeah, and it's the second Doctor of the Revival. So without even meaning to, we hit that damn synchronicity again, didn't we?
So clearly what this means is that Harvey Dent put up this last podcast.
Oh, we got a friend going through Batman. I can't wait for him to get to Two-Face.
Oh,
Big Bad Hard won't come out to play right now.
God.
I don't have a good segue to Second Archive. You do amazing covers. What else have you been up to?
Other than watching Frez, as was previously mentioned, I'm having a wonderful time with that show. I think the most recent upload that I have on my YouTube channel is a full version of the opening Jump Into the Sky from Ultraman Arc. I had to stop myself from saying 01 because Jump Into the Sky has been forever engraved in my mind that way. But I had a lot of fun with that, and otherwise I do not have an upload schedule, so I'm just vibing. I'm in the ether.
I have a challenge for you. Because I literally thought this. So you said you told me in private that you wanted to do covers that people like normally don't think of.
Yeah,
Dude.
please don't say Shonen Yo. Please don't ask me.
No.
Okay.
No. The Hibiki theme song that we currently have now, put lyrics to it.
Oh, ooh,
Ooh.
ooh.
Oh boy.
Hmm. I'll take that under consideration. I feel like I would make it worse if I added lyrics, but I did consider learning the trumpet just like as a really, really extended bit to like
Nice.
cover it that way, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see
I
how
love how you
invested.
learn the trumpet for a bit. That's dedication.
I'm willing to do anything for a bit, unfortunately.
Oh, you're
You
right at
okay?
home in this group.
I was going to say, welcome to the family.
Yeah,
We should
no,
all do a cover together of the opening. We can all pick an instrument and we
Oh no.
we can cover the Hibiki opening.
Oh,
I'm
no.
out.
That's my counteroffer.
Oh,
For the sake of everyone's sanity, I'm out.
if this podcast gets 1,000 likes,
No!
if this channel could get 500 subscribers, we will.
1,000. Oh, you've set off my PTSD, Kuchiri.
Oh, sin percent.
10,000?
No. Second, Fresno has experienced 0-1 and Fowler and Sin Percento.
Oh yes.
Dog.
1000%.
Dog, yeah.
Dog.
Yeah. Anyway, I think that does it. Links are, of course, are going to be the doobly doo. Oh yeah, no, I uploaded another Kenko review. I am surprised.
Amazingly, they didn't blacklist you.
I know, but I really have not been feeling good this week, so I kind of half-assed it. So, it's up.
Don't tell us that. Tell us you did your best job ever, and we'll all be like, "That's awesome.
If
We love it."
If you think I did my best job on that,
You gotta have.
Wow, I can actually feel him blushing through the screen.
Goodness.
no, but we'll see each other again in a couple weeks when we do the next batch of episodes and meet some more Oni. I'll see you guys next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.